all the challenges of getting the mail, being there, waiting in line, not in the right place where you start your day, and all the weird hours, and just the hassle of being in line. And it's just a reminder that it's not, like your mailbox outside where the front door is. It's how it's been for me in my life. But at least it's one of those, the country believes in you when no one else does, kind of things. There's people serving on submarines, and they have, a unique way of getting mail too. Well, this country believes in me to have a place that I have right to receive mail at. It's not just all up to whatever P.O. box my dad's using. It's me. Without a home, this country believes I can have mail sent directly to me. And that's something I've been thinking about. This time last summer when there was a guy I was helping that didn't have a phone and was trying to get one. And his big problem was not having done the process to get access to mail where I get it at. Would have helped him a lot. But I've always taken care of those things, and it kind of goes hand in hand with, I got my wallet in here with that video I've got where I'm going through everything in my wallet, and it's crisp and it's clean. It might be $2 and 4 bus tickets in there, but I've got everything ready to go because I respect myself. It's when you get into like stealing IDs and your mail ain't coming to, you don't have anything like that at all legitimate anymore. I've always had that. It's always been very important to me. Control what you can. And this country believes in me having mail still. Very important because it's so essential to everything else. On the stolen IDs part, the only time I really ran into that would have been when I got robbed, like August, September, one of the last times I got robbed, and it was, met someone in an elevator. I knew of him, and he pulled out an ID in the elevator where we met, at the train stop, and it wasn't him on it, but I did ask him, but I kind of already knew, and I was like, "Why do you have it?" And he was like, "Well, he wanted to buy cigarettes." Like, he was in California, and he never went through the process of registering himself to get mail, so it was just like the task of getting his own ID. It was just, for him, the best thing to do would be to just have someone else's ID, and like, they're out there. I mean, you work at 7-Eleven, and the people leaving there. When he robbed me just for the backpack itself. I knew that, but I had to go replace everything else that he took. Probably just threw it in a dumpster somewhere, but we don't know. But I know he robbed me just for the backpack itself that time. But I have, got to where I'm at today with employment, almost about to rent an office space or, really defeat homelessness here really quickly if things could just be stable for just a little bit longer. None of that would have happened if I never, and I will say, I remember going, so, I was September 8th, leaving my apartment, coming here, getting on a Greyhound, going to North Carolina, that not working out, Yale University, Charlotte, hospital, then slingshot me back here. It's right here was pretty much where I was when I put down my suitcase and my backpack, gave someone a hug, and then my other bag, I had 2 backpacks. One of them was, that is all, as long as it took to give someone a hug, as long as it took to give someone a hug is how fast it took for that backpack to go away. That was the first time licensed social in a way, but then I remember just being right here back in downtown Denver when I thought I'd be in North Carolina, and never ever coming back to Denver again. But then having to go walk down to the shelter and get registered for mail, get my first meal. And I remember I emailed, actually my probation officer from the year and a half before. She just saw great things ahead of my future and my determination and the will to just, I was a unique person that she didn't see very often. I remember talking to her and just being like, here I am. And she was just very concerned and thoughtful, and how fortunate it was because she's had so much as the COVID and the vaccination and into 2021 was coming out. She just thought I would be lifted up and, doing great things again. But that was a hard time going to get registered for mail and going and accepting and just being part of it. I still did not stay at the shelter overnight for some time, but that was just kind of like right away. It's still warm in the fall. That's when I did that. Fall 2022. Here it is, winter 2024. Being homeless, fighting it has taken up more than 15% in my 30s. So I'm just looking forward to what I can do and see my friends and have my meeting today and feeling like I've done everything I can do by the time I go to sleep tonight and go back to work tomorrow. Another thing on my to-do list would be the Work While app. They texted me and said, if you work at an Office Max, you don't want a day off, the time I could work. But I had to do a background check that completed, and now I've got to go somewhere and do a 10-panel drug testing. 10-panel drug testing, except they don't count you down for TC. But I have to do that step before I can go work on my day off. And it's got to be available on that day, again, without that alone. But why not? Try. I want to take a pause at my commute. So I'm going from the homeless shelter for check my mail to a bus stop and go down Colfax to see someone. And right here is the big post office. This is kind of like the big Mom Bell post office. It reminds me a lot of the place in Charles, West Virginia. That's where the homeless shelter was, like in a church, right? Corey Street. I think United Methodist, I think, is what it was. But that's like very similar type thing from here in Charleston. This post office is exactly the same. Looks exactly the same, but I have found like this shared office space, and versus like trying to get a post office box, what I have found is that it has been very hard on the heart for two reasons. One, my brother was always supportive of saying he would do it, but never has came through, and always has like, well, I need to know specifically, I don't know, he just has like particular information that makes it challenging. But also it's like, I would like to get a post office box right here. When this time last year when I was homeless and staying at the homeless shelter, having a P.O. box right here in this little section of where the homeless shelter is on this side of town made a lot of sense. But you know what didn't? What if something came available to where I could, live in Aurora, or not? Like, if I get a post office box, it's a year commitment or whatever over here. And if you're trying to defeat homelessness, it's just kind of like you're burning money, or you're always going to be inefficient with like where you're checking your mail at. So I've never got a P.O. box, and I would really like to just do it at, and make a full commitment to getting this shared office space, and like keep it, like have a place, even if my job changes at 7-Eleven, still keep the shared office space as something, kind of like my phone, the old red phone, that the small one. The only thing that I ever had while homeless is pretty much that red phone. It's the oldest thing that I still have, and it's important. But I might just want to keep that shared office space and have that as a way to feel like I'm not homeless. Going there with more pride and dignity than you do at being at the coalition over there, 5 o'clock in the morning if I have to be. So I just want to share that, like, getting just access to your mail has become ridiculously hard. And also right here in this section of the street we're at, in the summertime there are a lot of tents, and this is a very dangerous place to be. I've been through here like on a Friday, like at 6:30. Like, you don't want to be here at all. It's so dangerous. But right now there's no tents. So like, you never thought about things have changed, but then you have to when your life depends on it.